A Vort from the Rebbe on this week's Parshas Behar, but we're going to discuss a posik in Parshas Behar. Parshas Behar talks about Shemitah. That the seventh year, you have to keep Shemitah, which means that you can't work in the field, as the posik says, V'shofsa ha'oretz Shabbos l'Hashem. The land should rest, a resting to Hashem. And this posik, V'shofsa ha'oretz Shabbos l'Hashem, Rasha says, what does that mean? It means l'shem Hashem. You should rest for the sake of Hashem. But then Rasha adds, Keshem shenemar b'Shabbos Bereishis. That here it says it's a Shabbos to Hashem, the same way it says by the regular Shabbos, Shabbos of the week. It says it's Shabbos l'Hashem. So by Shemitah, it's the same way, it's a Shabbos l'Hashem. But the question is, what does Rasha mean? What does it mean that this is the same way it says by Shabbos? Rasha is trying to tell us something. So the Rebbe explains it like Chassidus. The Posek uses the word Havaya. V'shof sor Shabbos l'Hashem, but the Shem Havaya is written there. Yud Kei Vav Kei. We know there's a difference between the Shem Havaya and Shem Elikim. Shem Elikim is also the Eibishter, but the Elikim is B'gematria Hateva. The numerical value of the Shem Elikim is the same as Hateva, which is the nature. So Shem Elikim represents Hashem the way He is put into nature. Nature is also from Hashem, but we can't see it. We see it superficially, it looks like it's nature. In truth, it's Hashem, but Hashem is hidden. It's not begili, it's not revealed. Actually, that's the meaning of the word teva. Teva means nature, but teva also means sunk in. Like something is sunk into the water. It's there, but you just can't see it. Same thing, Hashem runs the world, runs the teva, but you can't see it. That's Shem Elikim. Shem Havaya represents beyond nature, because Shem Havaya is made up of three words. Hoya, Heve, V'yiyeh. And they're all together, past, present, and future, in one word. Now, naturally, in nature, there's no such thing as past, present, and future together. That's the whole idea of time. But when it's together, it's because it's l'mayla min hatev, it's beyond nature. So Shem Havaya represents the way Hashem is revealed, not hidden in nature, and Shem Elikim is the way Hashem is in teva. That's usually the difference between Shabbos and the weekday. In the weekday, Yid is involved with work, doing natural things. It's also from Hashem, but Hashem is not revealed. Hashem is hidden. Come Shabbos, a Yid is in the level of Gilui Shem Havaya. Shabbos, you don't work, you don't do anything, you're not involved in Gashmisdike things, you're involved in Ruchnisdike things. So godliness is more revealed. So the weekday is usually connected to Shem Elikim, and Shabbos is connected to Shem Havaya. That you're completely separated from the nature of the world, you're involved in higher things and godly things. When it comes to Shemitah, Shemitah is similar to Shabbos to a certain degree. You don't work in the field, so you don't really work, and you rely on Hashem that He will provide, etc., etc. But nevertheless, it's not really the same, because Shabbos, you can't do any melacha, you can't do any work. While Shemitah, you could do all kinds of works, you could do everything, besides working in the field. So one might think that Shemitah is not the same like Shabbos. It's not the same Gilui of Shem Havaya. It's not the time when you really have the revelation of Hashem in a Giludik, in a revealed form. Comes Rasha here and says that the Posek is telling you, V'shof Sahoret Shabbos Lavaya, Keshem Shnemer B'Shabbos Bereishis, that it's not so. In Shemitah, you could also feel the Gilui of Hashem. A Yid is supposed to in Shemitah feel also the revelation of Hashem. And by not working in the field and relying that Hashem will provide your parnasa without you working, it's supposed to bring you to the same feeling of Gilui Shem Havaya like Shabbos. And that's the meaning of Rasha, where he says that the Posek says, Shof Sor Shabbos Lavaya, the way it says by Shabbos Bereishis, to tell you, you could have the Gilui of Shem Havaya. And the truth is, Chassidus says that sometimes there's a greater Gilui Shem Havaya in Shemitah than in Shabbos. How is it? Shabbos, when you're completely separated from worldly matters, then you have Gilui Shem Havaya. But at that point, it seems like if you're not connected to Teva, when you're out of the natural things, then you could feel the godliness. But what happens if you're connected to Teva? Not necessarily will you feel godliness. Shemitah is a combination of both. Shemitah is a time when you are involved in Gashmias. And nevertheless, it's Shemitah and it's Shabbos Lavaya. You could feel that the Gashmias, which is the Teva, which is usually Likim, in there you see that it's Shem Havaya. So that's even a higher madrege, that not only is Havaya, you feel Havaya as higher than Teva, but within the Teva, you're able to feel it, even though you're involved in Teva, but nevertheless, at the same time, you have the feeling that everything comes from Hashem, and you do that by not working in the field. So that's definitely like Shabbos, but to a certain degree, it's even higher like Shabbos. And that's what Rashi means to say, Al Pirsidis, that Shof Sor, Shabbos Lavaya, that's Rashi, Shabbos Lavaya, L'Shem Lavaya, Kishem Shnemer, you could have the same way. And as I said, and Chassidus says, there's a mile in the way it's in Shemitah that at the same time when you have Teva, you could feel the Shem Havaya.